Hello, I'm Wendy Cooling and I'm a reading person, and today what we're going to look at is the importance of very early reading. I'm going to be talking with a mother and child and trying to really look at the best way to do it and how any parent can help their child into reading. The very early years are so important. We all know that that's where most of a child's development takes place. Research has now shown that children who are read to when they're very, very young are far more likely to do well in school. So we do know that what happens at home in those early years really matters. The very important things to remember really are these. Don't ever be nervous about reading to your child, even if you think you're not a very good reader. Your child loves to hear your voice. You know, your child is really not testing you. You just read as you can and the baby will love it. When you're sharing a book with a young child, look at the cover, read the title, and then turn the pages quite slowly. Soon you'll find your child begins to understand exactly how a book works. Encourage them to join in with the noises that the story demands, whether it's animal noises or rhyming words at the end of lines. For you and the child to be doing this together is the important thing. When you're sharing a picture book, it's a good idea to point sometimes at pictures so that the beginning of the association of words and pictures can begin to take place in your child's mind. And soon you'll find they'll be pointing out the pictures themselves. That is a very good learning experience because we're after visual literacy as well as verbal literacy. You want your child to feel good about reading, so praise as much as possible so that your child develops a really positive attitude towards books. Another good thing to do in story time is to create your own stories, to tell your own stories, so that they're really things that belong to you. For this reason, it's a really good idea to think about the Make Story Time special competition and to see if you can write a story for Fairy that would possibly win this competition.
Hello, I'm Judy.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
Hello.
This is Zach.
My name's Judith Phillips and my main job is as Senior Voice Tutor at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. I suppose I'd say that the thing that I can offer is to talk to people about the potential that their voice has and the importance of the spoken voice.
Yes, you're starting to do it. See his little mouth.
Yeah, twitching a bit, isn't it?
And you notice when you're talking to Noah how much range you're using in your voice, which is probably much less than you'd use if you were talking to mates. Because if you talk like that, but kids respond really well to those kind of higher pitches and different voices. And again, that's what's going to teach his ear as he's listening to you to use his own voice.
Teach him to do high-pitched voices like that.
I encourage enjoyment and flexibility in the voice, playing with the voice, and obviously passing that on to your child because they pick up so much of the way that you talk and your own vocal patterns. So when we're making sounds like reading different words, the more we can emphasise the sound of the language, I think it helps them to copy the shape of the mouth. I think there are two things. I think the more you enjoy what you're doing, the more your voice is engaged. I think anybody would acknowledge that. Once your voice is engaged, you've got more range, you can play, you can imitate people, and your child will pick up that flexibility in their own voice, which in turn will give them confidence as they learn to speak themselves.
Now we all know how important it is to read to children from the very, very beginning. Make story time special for your child. Read as much as you can and have lots of fun. But as well as reading, see if you can create your own stories. And you can, if you want to, enter a competition. In order to do this, enter the Fairy Make Storytime Special competition. Check it all out on the website www.softeningyourworld.com. And if you don't want to do this, if you don't feel stories are something that you can write, still look out for those special packs of Fairy, and then you can claim your free kipper books that your baby will really love.